Question for the match betting Q&A from Izzy on the Profit Rush community forum, and I think this is a bit of a common problem, by the way, with various different bookmakers if you're not aware, which is why we've chose to answer it. So I have a bet with Bet365 and cashing out isn't available. I can't understand for the life of me why there's no cash out option. Please help because I have a profit I can't get my hands on. So frustrating. So Izzy, understand the issue there. There's a few things to say to this. It's like that some of them are quite basic, but they're very important, and the broader public don't know the answers to this a lot of the time, which is a bit of a shame. So it's not just Bet365 that this will happen on. It will inevitably happen on other bookmakers too. So it applies no matter what bookmaker you may have used. Now there may be many reasons why they're not offering cash out, from it being an obscure market that's of low interest, meaning that there's less liquidity for them, or there's less reason really for them to offer cash out because they've got a healthy margin built into the price anyway. They may have turned it off for various technical reasons, or it may also be because the betting market's suspended, so if it's football, something like that in play. Now, the first thing to say is cash out with a bookmaker is terrible because there's huge margins built into the initial price and built into the cash out price, meaning that you get to keep very little of your overall profit. So if you're seeing a green or a good hedge figure on the bookmaker with the cash out option, chances are you would have got a whole load more in your pocket for exactly the same bets if you'd placed it on an exchange. Now, obviously you could be doing this in conjunction with some match betting. I don't know what's going on there because you haven't said in your question. So you may have placed a back bet with a bookmaker, commission free, fair enough. But if you're laying off an existing back bet, I would always advise using a betting exchange, particularly one of those on low commission. We now know Betfair offer a 2% low commission rate, and if you've gone via the Profit Rush link on the Profit Rush site, you can get 0% on BetDAC up until the end of the year. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be using a betting exchange to lay off your bets. Although I understand it could be a liability issue there, I'll come on to that in a second. So bookmakers provide bad value with their bets, okay, and their cash out function is absolutely hideous. Now I understand if you placed a back bet at high odds, there would be a large amount of liability which the bookmakers obviously putting up in this instance, but if you were to then lay it off on an exchange, that means you'd need a large exchange balance with the liability to cover it, so you might not have been using it for that reason. So I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that, but for whatever reason they can turn it on and off as and when they see fit. It's not given, it doesn't mean that there will always be a cash out option available. However, there is always the cash out option available on a betting exchange, providing there's enough liquidity. So like I said, if you're betting on the World Kabaddi Championships, or some crazy obscure market we've never even heard before in some foreign country where there's no betting on it, then you could be in trouble, and it could be a case of you just not going to be able to get out of that position. So I would advise laying off your bet on the exchange. To do that, if you use the match betting calculator over on Profit Rush, all you need to do is put in the back stake, put in the back odds, and it will tell you how much you should lay and at what price on the exchange, inclusive of commission. Put that in there as well, and that will basically tell you how you can hedge up that bet. You can cash out that bet anywhere else, be it Betfair, BetDAC, Matchbooks, markets, whatever you want. So that is a better solution, with less commission, more in your pocket, and more flexibility to the bet that you have placed. Like I said, the only caveat being you'll need the liability in your exchange account to cover that lay bet. So for example, if you've placed a £20 back bet at 5-1, you're going to need 100 quid in your exchange account to cover the lay bet's liability, but obviously you don't care about that because you've already got a back bet on the same outcome, much like you would when you're placing a match bet in the first place. So the exact reason as to why there is no cash out, we don't really know. By all means, Izzy, come back and comment on that thread and let us know, because you haven't come back there. But that's probably the best way to deal with that situation.